Look at Zelda's face. She's so cute. Yeah. 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 And we are back.
For more frustration!
We will not kill the Necrodancer this time through.
Hopefully.
Sam's got most of this unlocked. Is it
I had it unlocked too, like that.
No, you did, but it was being goofy silly on ya. I was wondering why they had stand-up model characters, like the flat boards.
And I knew who it was too. I was like, oh, that's the bad guy.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. You thought, oh, these are all stand-up things that just fall over when you hit them. I'll hit him because the Crypt of the Necrodancer is nothing compared to the Legend of Zelda. Essentially, it's like, oh,
he's no Ganon.
Yeah, it's a false pretense of a boss. Instantly kills you. What the?
Now, I know that, like, there's a weird purple fairy that I absorbed. Is that why I died? Because I absorbed a purple fairy? And
maybe it was that, not the...
I don't know.
That doesn't sound right, though.
But that still sounds cheap, because there's barely anything you can do to avoid that.
The purple fairy, you're talking about the skull and triangle thing that floats around and has, like, spinny orbs around it?
Yeah.
But aren't those death fairies or... Nega fairies, or
I guess they're Nega fairies, but I don't even remember if they've been in a Zelda game, honestly.
No, they are. I think we're talking about two different things, maybe. I'm talking about the ones that like have a flaming skull in the center, and there's like, I believe they're purple.
Oh right, I have no gold. And
you do have 78 gold.
Yeah, and I do have all
enough to buy that temp armor thing, but you already have one, I think.
Yeah, I do.
Might as well save it. I'm sorry, buddy.
Come on, game.
Yeah. Nope. You're not allowed to complain about it. This game is flawless, and if you have one single thing...
If you in the comment section know why I died to that, I would like to know, though. Is it just a
It
thing?
did look like it was the Lich, but, I mean, there could be a million things that we didn't see. Everybody's like, obviously it's this. It's like, yeah, because you played through before, or you're looking with fresh eyes. Well, you're not looking with Let's Play eyes.
Yeah, the biggest difference is trying to describe to people, like, we're not trying to be like, oh, we're just using Let's Play as an excuse. Like, nah, it is a little weird when you're trying to hold a conversation. You're a little less attentive to detail.
Definitely
and I'm
is.
already not attentive to detail unless I'm illustrating.
You're not attentive to detail, especially in the way where it's like, you're trying to hold a fucking beat on top of a Let's Play. It's not easy. You know?
For me, it's like, it is not easy, but for me, it is a little second nature just because of like having to tap my foot constantly while playing.
Well, you're the best person for this. You're the more musically inclined person. So that's why I was definitely like,
I mean,
please, Sam, can you just do this? That's not for me.
For those of you that don't know, from elementary school all the way through high school, I played trumpet in jazz ensembles, wind ensembles. Wind ensemble is basically just like a symphony, so like more orchestrated music.
I was going to ask, what's the difference between jazz and wind?
Yeah, jazz and wind. Like wind ensemble is just the name they gave it for the class.
Is wind like a reed instrument type thing? Or?
No. It's still like a full orchestra, like clarinets, flutes, trumpets, trombones.
Okay.
They just called it wind ensemble to differentiate it from jazz, which wind ensemble is more like, hey, you're going to play Star Wars instead of playing, the Cantina Band.
Okay.
Like it's
different genre.
Yes, different genres, different styles.
I had assumed, I just wasn't 100%.
And there was like different
didn't want
names
to speak
depending on
ignorantly.
like they called like wind ensemble, and they had like different names for like the lower bands, because most high schools usually have like a B tier and an A tier. An A tier is usually juniors
ensemble.
And seniors with maybe a sophomore or two.
Yeah.
But in general, it's mostly upper class.
Okay. Upperclassmen?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I played trumpet. My uncle was a really good trumpet player.
Dizzy Gillespie? Yeah.
No, yeah, Dizzy Gillespie. Back in the day, my uncle used to be a really good trumpet player, and he's one who inspired me to play trumpet. And
that's fucking awesome.
The only reason I stopped was when I went to art school.
There's that purple fairy again.
My school did not have any music classes. An art school without any music classes, weird, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is kind of weird. Although, I guess if they're only going on the visual medium, maybe that's why.
That's mostly what it was. But they had like fashion, and they had dance, and they had theater, so they had different.
Yeah, so they do have the visual medium.
They had other stuff.
Maybe they just weren't
I think
musically
they do,
inclined?
I think they do now, but it was just weird to me
As the
that
Purple
an
Fairy.
art school wouldn't. Because most art schools do. They have some form
Purple
of,
Fairy. Yeah.
But yeah.
Purple Fairy. Oh, what?
I don't know what it does.
He touched it. Okay, so it's definitely the Lich then. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying, sorry before I interrupted.
But yeah, I really enjoyed my time in band, but because there was no, I had to kind of make a decision either I was going to become a professional musician or I was going to become a professional artist. Both things, my teacher's like, are you sure about this?
Not to toot your own horn, but you're a pretty good artist, so.
I was a pretty good trumpet player though, too.
I'm not saying not that. I think you chose the correct one.
You can really only choose one profession unless you're a savant. Someone that's really, really just immediately talented at it. And I could play music pretty well, but art was always my passion since when I was 3. But I really loved the trumpet too. Unfortunately, it just came to you can only dedicate yourself to one, really.
Was the trumpet your passion, or was it something that you gained passion through a family member?
It's
not to disregard the fact that it was not your passion. I'm just saying, did you learn to love it? As opposed to art, which you...
I was definitely inspired by my uncle when I was a kid to take it up. And music was something my parents encouraged, but I immediately took to it, and I really liked playing.
That's awesome.
So I loved everything pretty much about it.
Yeah.
It just kind of came down, like I said, to having to
time
make a
what you have
time and dedication. Because I wasn't that great of an artist when I got out of high school. I was actually pretty bad.
Yeah, you were high school level.
I was
no training, nothing, no direct you spent time dedicating to a craft, going to classes type thing. You had spent time learning different.
I practiced, but I was never really taught.
It wasn't a dedicated practice, like a class structure, right?
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I don't mean to be taking at you.
No, and that's fine. One thing that really bothers me is when people are like, "Oh, you're talented." I don't believe I'm talented at all.
Purple Fairy.
And people are like, "Why would you say you're not talented?" Because people that are talented are the artists like Steven Silver, or some of the students I had in middle school who could draw at a college level in middle school. That's talented.
Does that mean that they're talented though, or does that mean that maybe you hadn't seen the practice that went in?
Well, I did define talent in a different way sometimes too. So the way that I define talent is not that you haven't put in the time, but that you understand and can quickly observe and
Oh, you have a knack.
You have a natural understanding of how to draw. It's not that you haven't put in the time, because they probably put in the same amount of time.
It comes more naturally.
But it comes more naturally, and that's how I define talent. Because to say they didn't put in work, that's ridiculous.
That's silly.
Yeah, no artist doesn't put in work. Just some of us, it comes more naturally too. Just
I get you, yeah. If I was to try and do don't touch the lich.
Fuck you.
If I was trying to do art, it would be a lot more of a foreign skill for me as opposed to you or say Jen.
Yeah.
People like that. People who are a little bit more pen in hand, inclined.
And I think the biggest thing about it is not that you have to have it's more passion than anything, especially for those of us that aren't talented.
Anything that gets you past the fucking consumer level of something, you need to have a passion for.
Yeah.
Stay away from that guy. I would say. Or you need to get paid well and just kind of make it your job. But
some people do that. There was an artist apparently that I heard from one of my teachers who worked at Pixar. He'd never drawn. The story is he never drew in his life until he was out of the military. Now that's probably
how do you get hired on Pixar with not being artistic?
Think. It's a false narrative. Yeah. But apparently he's just one of those people that's just immediately really good at drawing. And he can just do it.
That could be a thing.
Yeah,
it's a 1 in a million story. I get it.
He's like a 1 in a million where he's just so good that we just picked it up. He's like, I'll just do this. Maybe he drew a little bit in high school or whatever, but didn't take it super seriously.
Watch for the Necrodancer.
He was also someone who joined Pixar way back in the day. It's much harder to get into Pixar now.
Yeah, a lot more scrutinous, right?
It was hard back in the day too, but not as much as it is now. Pixar's so well known that it's almost impossible for people to get hired, even if you know people.
Whoa, we're going up.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh no, Octavo, that's you, buddy.
I prepared my champions to face Ganon, but things are taking an unexpected turn. I'll be taking my instruments back now.
Don't you take those back. Those are ours.
Hey, man.
Oh, fuck.
Perhaps I require a new champion. Let's find out if you are the champion of Hyrule. Prepare thyself.
Did he just,
Octavo!
What is it with Dipper and, Mabel? What is it called again?
Hey, boyo.
What is this? Not Stranger Things. I keep wanting to call it Stranger Things. What is it with Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan and what's the show called?
Oh, Gravity Falls?
Gravity Falls, thank you.
I was like, yes, I know Dipper and Mabel.
I was like, I know it's 2 words, but it's not Stranger Things, but that's all that's been on my mind.
I know it's not Stranger Things, but it's really strange that I can't figure this out. Did
he just Gravity Falls all of your weapons like up on the wall like what's his face did?
Bill?
The triangle Bill Cipher? Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, there was a scene where they were getting ready to spoiler alert for anyone who watches Gravity Falls and hasn't watched it yet, go watch it. It's incredible.
It is a really good show.
But near the end, an inconsequential thing that seems very dire at the time is that some of the people get turned to tapestries for a slight amount of time. Do you remember that? It was like, oh, this one's the fool and this one is the blah, blah, blah. And they all get turned into tapestries and it's like a horrific moment, but it doesn't really mean too much because it gets reversed pretty quickly.
I think I kind of do because I remember watching the finale for Gravity Falls and that was...
I think it was maybe when they were in Mabel's Dreamscape type of thing. You have 3 health, by the way.
Yeah, and I have no potions because I lost them all.
Oh, you lost them all because you died?
Yeah.
Wait, weren't they supposed to go off? No, those are fairies. Ah, shoot.
No, potions are supposed to do that too.
Really? It's just an auto shit fest? Wow, this sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
Thanks, game. All right, now I'm here, though.
Well, do you want to... I was going to say a sword, a key. You can literally get everything.
Give me everything!
Well, you almost were able to literally get everything. You could purchase everything with the money you had, but you can't purchase everything with the way the game makes it. Well, that's
all right.
That's fine, honestly, like the way it does it.
Is it though? Is it fine? No, it's...
It is fine because it's one setback to really challenge you.
Die.
Honestly, it's one setback, and you got it. You got this stuff.
It's really dumb that they put that in the game.
I think it's very unfortunate that you hit it, but as a person who's kind of like, oh, look.
And up we go.
An obvious way that I don't go to get to the boss. Let's probably find treasure. The old school RPG aspect of it, you know? It's very much like, what happens if I hit this? And it's instant death. That's shitty.
Come on, boy.
So I don't think you need to hit these bosses unless they get in your way. What you're trying to do is really hit Octavo. Yeah. So if you don't go for Octavo, he essentially just drains you of health through the long run. It's he plays the long game on you. So what is the trick to beating these B-note things? Whatever they are, the sharps or whatever they're called? Because you're doing something to not get hit by him.
So as soon as you hit Octavo, once he summons that?
Because he goes up onto the balcony, like right now. Those are sharps?
Yes, these are sharp notes.
Okay.
And
what is the B? The B looking
notes.
The flats? Okay.
Yeah, those
sharps
are
and flats. Okay.
I didn't even notice that. I'm a musician.
Yep. I think you're focusing too much onto the actual video game aspect. You're not looking at the little intricacies, details, and stuff that you don't. That's what a lot of what our audience gets to appreciate while we're trying to play it. And yes, you do get to notice it. And, I played Cadence and I noticed it first. Congratulations.
Oh, dodge. You
got him. Oh, you stabbed him in his stupid Octavo face. That poison is really wrecking him too, I assume?
Gotcha.
Because you're down to 1 instrument. Oh, here comes the sharp, flat. Oh, okay, I see what it is. You need to change colors.
That did not work out.
That did not work out.
Favor.
Yeah, you got hit in every one. It would have been better if you did nothing.
Probably, yes.
It's okay, though. You still have 4 health. And Octavo should be going down soon, because he's got no instruments left. So
I have all this stuff, and yet I'm not using any of it. Thunder!
Bring the thunder. Do it, Samuel. Crackle, crackle, crackle.
Crackle.
Give him the orb lightning. Don't do it. Just hit him. Yep, because that poison is, oh god, that poison is awesome.
Nice.
That poison is awesome.
Bam! Go back where you came from. Where did that portal come from? What have you done? You fools! Without my golden loot, how will we defeat Ganon? We only have one final hope.
He's trying to defeat Ganon too, is that what he's saying?
Apparently.
How
Cheer me on, everyone!
Yeah!
It's very handsome.
It's very Kirby's like original where he's trying to split the not the original, but the Kirby's Dreamland?
Yes.
Kirby something where you have all the games in it with Dinah Falcon Bird thing.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to split the world in half, and essentially there's a bunch of people in the audience cheering you on.
I'm gonna blow it.
Another portal. We would better skip this. We'd better go investigate. How about we come through that portal next time?
Yeah, I'm gonna get potions.
We'll see you guys later. Beep, bop, boop. I think that's it, buddy. Oh.
Yes.
Dungeon entrance. Sam figured out a way out.
I'm a dirty cheater.
You played the loot.
There's a portal.
You played the loot and got us out. Oh, is that the quick portal back?
Yeah.
Oh, so they knew you were going to be playing the loot. They're like, these sly guys.
These sly
are
guys
be trying to cheat around stuff.